Rundown, May 16th. Brought to you by Lisa, our friends at Lisa. Mattresses, mattresses, mattresses. Speaking of mattresses, I know now what it feels like to have a bad night's sleep. And I'm like sick again because I went. Renee's on a phone call right now. I'm just doing the rundown. She's doing her thing. Went to Swampscott, throw out the first pitch at my high school game, trained 3 hours late, missed the first pitch, total disaster.
What's going on here?
I think Renee heard me and is mad at me now. Anyways, missed the first pitch. I stayed, it was in Swampscott, stayed at my parents' house. First time I've stayed at my parents' house since I've graduated college. They had a tiny little bed. I mean, I don't even know what this bed was. It was so uncomfortable. It was 1,000 degrees. I opened the windows. It got a little bit cool. They had like flannel sheets. I cannot sleep with flannel sheets. God bless my mom. She aired them out. It smelled great. But I didn't sleep. Zero sleep. Fell asleep at 5 a.m. Woke up at 7. Just got over my cold. Don't feel good. All because I'm not getting the sleep I need. On mattresses, mattresses, mattresses. I should have had Lisa send a mattress to my house in Swampscott so I could have gotten a good night's sleep. I honestly was almost didn't even want to say I didn't feel good because it's so bad. It's embarrassing and it's disheartening. And it all starts hopefully once Nantucket, I get all my mattresses from Lisa. Mattresses, mattresses, mattresses. I'll never be sick again. But it all starts with the night's sleep. $75 off. It's a small price to pay to feel good all the time. So again, lisa.com, mattresses, mattresses, mattresses. The link is in the blog.
Be honest. When you were tossing and turning in your parents' house, did you ever say to yourself, I delivered too many papers to be sleeping in this flannel sheet bed?
Flannel sheets. My mom said they weren't flannel. They were. I switched them at like 5 a.m. My fault. Should have switched them way earlier. I didn't have a car either, Renee. I was stranded. I would have gone to a hotel room. My mom made some sour cream cake. That was huge, though. That was a big victory. That was good. She like baked all this stuff for me. So that was actually very nice of her. But the night's sleep, brutal. Came home, took a nap, went to bed early. Still just, I get run down so easy. I can't not sleep. That's why you need mattresses, mattresses, mattresses. All right, into today's subjects. Joey Bats. What's this guy's name? Rigmond or Odor? One of the weirdest first names of all time. Like, I thought it was a misprint. I looked at it like 5 different times. It's like Roughhouse Rigman. I don't know what it is. It's something. But very rare baseball fight. Joey Bats absolutely gets smashed. I mean, smashed. Then, I don't know if you saw his Spin Zone press conference after, in which he's like,
pretty surprised. You know, obviously that's the only reason why he got me, and he got me pretty good, so I have to give him that. But takes a little bit of a bigger man, I guess, to knock me down.
So where do you got on Joey Bats and this fight, Rangers, Blue Jays, the best rivalry? It's like the old Avs versus the Red Wings now. It's the best rivalry in sports, I think, right now. Kevin, what do you got on this?
A lot of people talking about whether, first of all, I was waiting for you to say Rugnet Odor. I mean, that was like the... As soon as I saw that guy, that name is straight out of Game of Thrones or Vikings or something. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Knowing that you were going to have to say his name is just awesome.
You know his dad and his brother both have the same name, too.
Yeah,
they just love that name so much. The whole family's that.
What is the actual name?
I think it's Rug. I wrote it down last night. I actually looked it up phonetically.
It's Rugnet Odor.
Rugned. Yeah, and his uncle's name is Ruglis. They're just, it's crazy. Wow.
So here's the thing.
Like, to God, I looked that up like 5 times. I'm like, is this right? Or am I like, what's happening with this guy's name? Kevin?
A lot of people are talking about how Joey Bats was tougher for having, like, eaten the punch. I don't quite agree with that because he just got clocked and didn't actually do anything back. But I'll say this. When your name is Rugnet Odor, and your dad and your brother are Rugnet Odor, and your uncle is Ruglis Odor, and you throw a punch like that, you have to knock that dude out. You can't have that guy still standing on your feet if you're going to be Rugned Odor and throwing punches in the MLB. So I don't quite agree with these people saying Joey Bats is a tough guy for standing up to that punch. But it didn't knock him out. He did kind of eat it. So I kind of see where they're coming from.
Big Cat.
Shout out to Rugned for saving what was an underrated, awful sports weekend, by the way. No playoff games on Saturday. You had the Game 7 Raptors Heat, which no one wanted to watch. It was just a really, really bad sports weekend. So he saved it out of nowhere, out of the clouds on a Sunday afternoon. I actually disagree with you, Dave. I think Joey Bat's explanation made sense. No one punches in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I generally agree with that, except that the clip, Joey Bats and Rognan Odor were loading up at the same time.
I know. Because I think it honestly, with baseball fights, I think they just load up and wait for someone to grab them and just be like, hold me back, hold me back. How many times have we seen that? That's all they do. They
Yeah,
just
there's
get
no
held
one
back
that
and they're like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I think he honestly was shocked that someone actually threw a punch in Major League Baseball.
But you can't be shocked. I mean, you're probably right, but if you're going to you're going to have that fight, you got to be ready to throw.
Were you guys not shocked that someone threw a punch in Major League Baseball? I was shocked. I was like, I saw a brawl happen, then I saw that punch. I was like, what? Someone actually punched someone?
Yeah, the only difference that I'll say, so I disagree then on totally both your takes. I don't think Joey Bats looked fucking remote. I guess you kind of said it, KFC. He didn't look remotely tough. He was stunned, and if he threw another punch, it would have been on the ground. Not all first punches knock you down. You get staggered. He was staggered. Most baseball fights are generally, obviously, pitcher to batter, and there's a lot of squawking before they actually do anything. So there's people everywhere holding. There was no one else around. Joey Bats was throwing a punch. He knew that there was punches being thrown. He just was so slow doing it. The other guy just was a guy like Roughneck or Odor has probably been in a lot of fights and was just a lot quicker. So I give Joey Bats zero credit. I'd give his explanation zero credit. I think he knew he was in a fight, and he's just super slow throwing a punch. And almost like Joey Bats, his smugness. Joey Bats is smug. I don't know if he is or not, but he is. Yeah. So his smugness almost like got to the best of him. And this makes no sense. At the same time, it makes perfect sense. He almost is like, this guy will wait for my punch to land. That looked like what was going on in his brain, and he just got smashed in the face. Yeah. So
no, I mean, he's all bat flips and dirty slides and shit, and then when it's time to get down and dirty, he's not really ready for it. He's like a prima donna.
By the way, is there a scarier person in all of Major League Baseball to be like even remotely around a brawl than Adrian Beltre? I was thinking about that. He's got to be the number one guy where you're like, he won't even fight because he's like, what I'll do is I'll murder you, and I don't want to go there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like the peacekeeper?
Yeah,
like
because
the day?
Like if you like get me going, then there'll actually be homicides on this field, and I don't want to do that.
There was a guy who said that the other day. Who was? Oh, it was when LeBron. It was one of those the Morris guys. Like, no, he wasn't talking about me. When he was talking about him, because if LeBron was talking about him, then he'd be forced to murder him. That's kind of like Beltre. Like, oh, this I can't get involved in this fight. I agree with that. And it was, by the way, a bad sports. It should have been a decent one. The Players Championship. I love watching golf now. It's like my thing. Renee watches it. We watch it together. That was a terrible Players Championship. It was never in doubt. You waited for Jason Day to fold. Never happened. And by the way, a lot of these like basketball games and game sevens and hockeys, they haven't been close.
No. Tonight, though, the Warriors Thunder is going to be appointment television for the entire series.
Yeah, agreed. All right, next up, Cam at the airport. This came in, I guess it was the Barstool tip. Somebody sent it. We logoed it. He's dressed like a total asshole. He's got a new rabbit's foot playing the flute in an airport. Big Cat, what do you got?
He's such the thing. Usually when Cam does this, you're like, okay, he's doing this because he knows he's about to go to a press conference. He's wearing the skin tight capris and the weird shit and the hats and the rabbit foot. I don't think he even knew he was being videotaped here. So maybe he just truly is this weird of a guy who's just walking around with a kazoo in the middle of the Costa Rica airport. So I do give him credit, though, for getting a new rabbit foot. That was a smart move. You can't have the same rabbit foot if you lose the Super Bowl. So it looks like he's got a totally new one. So that he gets credit for that one.
KFC?
I appreciate you trying to like spin something there, but this is just so fucking weird. When you lay it out like that, Dave, he's dressed like an asshole, he's got a rabbit's foot, and he's playing a flute. I mean, there's no explanation, there's no defending this. If I'm a Panthers fan, I'm terrified. This is the first step to like weird, crazy meltdown behavior where next thing you know, he's like homeless and out of the league, because you don't do this unless something's a little bit wrong up there. You know, this is just bizarre.
You nailed it. That's what I was going to say. It's a huge red flag. Like, we're joking. Like, that's a cry for help. When somebody does that entire routine, they're saying I'm Vince Young. That's what they're basically saying. Like, I'm a crazy person, and a string is holding my entire mental psyche together, and I'm ready to break.
I don't hate
like
the
Kanye.
Rabbit.
I do not hate the rabbit.
I was going to say that.
He's
but
like Kanye.
I was gonna make that exact comparison. I don't want that. I don't want that for my quarterback. I think a Kanye comparison is bad.
No, definitely don't want it for your quarterback. Absolutely. I just don't. I think he's got it together. I think he's just so special and different that he can just walk around with a kazoo all the time and be like, "What? I'm Cam Newton. Get the fuck out of here." But credit for the rabbit foot, the new one.
I don't hate rabbit feet in general. I don't hate lucky devices as a rule.
Right.
Well, wait, that's not a rabbit foot. That's like a full animal tail. That thing is.
I did have a rabbit's foot. I would like to bring up this point. If we're talking about rabbit's foot, I had one that's stuck on my keychain. The more I'm thinking about that being a rabbit's foot, that's bigger than the whole rabbit.
Oh, yeah,
so what is
it's
that?
like a foxtail. Either way, though, it's got to be lucky, right? I mean, like I'll pick up coins that have heads showing, and I'll walk right past the tails coin. You got to. I don't
know. Yeah, somehow. The more we're talking about this, I'm not quite sure he thinks that's something lucky. That may be fashion, in which case I'm totally off. I give you leeway if I'm like, that's lucky.
Yeah, if you're like, that's my lucky foot, my lucky foxtail that like I always win when I have it. I'd be like, that's fine, dude. But
I will allow that. I think he had to kill that fox. I think you can't buy a foxtail. That's got to be like your foxtail that you killed and now you wear on your fucking hip.
I don't think that has anything to do with luck, which now I'm really getting flustered. The less lucky thing, Wayne Lucas is his grandkid is a huge stoolie, and he gave me this coin, like D. Wayne Lucas coin. And it's like if you lead from the front or something. I honestly thought I was onto something so big with lucky. It's been the most unlucky thing I've ever owned. It's been terrible.
But you have to try.
Oh,
if you don't try, you're an asshole.
When I bet a game, I pick up almost every object on my desk and be like, this may be my new lucky thing. And I just rotate them. I literally, I'll have a pen, I'll have this baseball, I got like this thing. It's everything. Oh, this is my lucky thing. So I'm a big luck guy. I don't think that's a luck thing for Cam, and that stinks for Cam. I wish we had Greg Olsen on here, but not like fake Greg Olsen trying to get a job in the media, like the real Greg Olsen. Be like, what do you think of this fucking dude's like fucking fox that he has on? He's playing the kazoo. That's your quarterback. Like, talk about him real and like really know what's going on. Penis surgery, first one ever in the world, right down the road, Mass General. Dan, you blogged it. What do you got on penis surgery?
Doozy. Well, I walked into that penis surgery thinking it was going to be, a lot of jokes, a lot of laughs. Penis cancer. That sucks.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. Now I'm scared. Like, you could get cancer in your penis. That's fucked up, man. So, congrats to this guy. I did love his thumbs up. That was a classic. I have a new dick pose. Yeah. So great moment there. But it's tough to find. It's like you find out, oh, cool, we can get new penises if something drastically bad happens to our dick. But then you also found out penis cancer's out there.
So, question before we go to KFC. Did he have a penis before? Did he lose it because of cancer? Or did they recreate the penis?
He had to get it chopped off because he had cancer in his penis.
See,
that's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it was a real downer to find out that you can just have like a penis full of cancer.
I'm sure there are very, very valid reasons to get a new penis. I don't think I want a new penis. I don't want a foreign dick on me. And also the thing is, this is like when people get their face ripped off by like a monkey and they get facial surgery. It's not like they just have a face. They have like a mangled face. This dude's dick stinks.
You think so?
It's a dick. It's a dick, but it stinks.
Yeah.
Think about what you got to do to like connect it.
Okay, all right, but think about peeing out of just like a hole in your.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. There's probably some reasons where you just need a tube there, but
right.
I don't want a phony other dude's dick that's like all mangled up down there. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm saying everyone's like, oh, this guy's got a dick again. That dick stinks.
Wait a minute. Are you saying he's got someone else's dick, or are they
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's got,
Probably.
where else would it come from? It's not a
It was a
lizard.
dick.
You didn't
Wait, it
grow a
was
new
a dick. It was a dick transplant or dick?
Yeah. No, a new dick. He got a new dick. He's not a.
Yeah, no, that's not.
It's-
He's
it's
not.
a
He
dead-
doesn't have somebody else's
it's a dead
dick. Who else's
person's
dick
dick.
would he have?
It's
He
a-
doesn't have somebody else's dick.
It's a dead person's dick.
Yeah, it's a cadaver
guy's
dick.
dude.
Yeah.
He's
What
got
do you
a
think?
dead
You
guy.
can just like make a dick?
Yeah. What did you think he was a gecko and just grew a new tail?
I thought it was like a nose job.
No.
Like plastic, like where you just like kind of reshape it? No,
Yeah.
you need a whole fucking dick.
He had like when women have breast cancer and they have to get their breast. He had to get his dick
Yeah,
chopped
but
off.
they don't do that. They put that. Women don't get someone else's breast. They put like those balls in there. Those like they look like balloons.
Well, they have like breast implants. I don't think there's like.
Yeah, there's not some. There's not a
Yeah,
dead
but-
chick's boob.
But that's just strictly like a cosmetic thing. They need to attach.
No,
like,
that's not
veins
true.
and-
No, that's not. Oh, yeah, it's gonna work. Yeah. All right. So I'm on the same page as you guys all the way around. The amount of emails that we got about this, I thought it was like, that's what it screwed me up. I thought it was cosmetic surgery for your dick. Like this
No.
guy's like, my dick's a little,
That's-
like I'm going from 5 to 8.
That's my point. That was my point. I thought the same thing going into it. And then the first line was this guy had penis cancer. And then they were talking about veterans who got their dicks blown off and they need this now. And it just got really sad really quick.
You don't want a dead dude's dick on your body.
Totally different conversation than getting like, hey, I want to go from a size 5 to a size 8 on my dick.
We should invest in that. That would be a fucking booming business. All right, enough of the dick talk. Hank, was the guy an old guy or young guy whose dick they gave him? I guess when you're old, what's it
Dead
matter?
guy. Yeah.
They don't,
Yeah, no, but I mean, imagine being like 27 and being like they put like an 80-year-old dick on you.
I would imagine they have
Dick's
to
really-
match it up a little bit.
How,
Yeah, dicks get old. I've never been in the gym, dude.
Dicks get
Let's-
real old.
Yeah, dicks get old. Dicks definitely get old. Ken, let's go to commercial break. All right, we're back. I picked up the wrong. I have a sheet from the wrong day. We may just.
just holding the other sheet.
It's because you
How
did
did
your
you
little
do
routine
that?
about lucky stuff on your desk and you started moving shit around. Now
My
you-
thing
In the
just fell.
non-existent commercial break, we somehow lost the sheet that was.
We
in your
may
hand.
just start talking about Paul Allen and Caitlyn Jenner.
I got it. It's Redzikowski versus Khaleesi.
Oh, yes. Emily, was that on camera, Hank? My thing falling down?
yeah.
Emily Redzikowski, 2 hot moments. Emily Redzikowski just dancing on Instagram versus Khaleesi. I know you don't watch Thrones, Dan, but Khaleesi basically, first of all, real cheap shot. I love the scene. I love Thrones, and it was an awesome scene, but it's the same fucking scene they already did. And they just did it like twice, where she comes out of the fire naked. Everyone's like freaking out, and people are freaking out. I'll start with you, Kevin. One night, Redzikowski, Khaleesi. Who you got?
You got to go Khaleesi just because she went tits out for the boys. I mean, that little shimmy that Radzikowski did was nice. It was cute. It made it move, like you said. But when Khaleesi digs back, throws the 95-mile-an-hour fastball from back in like seasons 1, 2, and 3, it's more of like a moment. It's not just like, oh, that was hot. It was like Khaleesi's back. It's kind of like when Sloane popped her top off the other day. That wasn't just a pair of boobs. That was 10 years coming. So I give the edge to Khaleesi for the Game of Thrones factor.
Big Cat.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'll leave that to you nerds. Radzikowski, you're hot when you can basically wear a bikini to the club and then just throw on an oversized jacket and it's the hottest thing of all time. That's like, what even was she wearing? But the whole time you're like, holy shit, she's so fucking hot.
That
I'm
little,
going
the little tongue thing Davey pointed
That's
out.
why I'm going Redzikowski. That little tongue dance thing,
She-
forget it. That's like, I feel like those old Kelly Landry Dorito commercials. She pulled that move in like the black leather pants.
She might be number 1 right now.
She's
As
fire.
far as like sex appeal goes, I'm sure there are like prettier girls or more, but
She
Dick
might
rock.
be number 1. It's
Dick.
like every time I see her, I kind of forget how blazing hot she is.
Last one that I went on memory since I don't know where my sheet is. And I mean, I hope, Hank, you can get my board just like fell in the middle of this. I didn't even touch it. Mark Cuban claims that the Republican conservatives asked him to run as a third-party president. I'm pretty sure Mark Cuban's lying. And I like Mark Cuban. But Mark Cuban hates Trump. And I think he's mad he didn't run for president. Like, I think he thinks this should be him in the news because he always made fun. They had that thing like, Shark Tank's so much bigger than The Apprentice. And that, well, Trump now can dribble Mark Cuban as a basketball in terms of fame and coverage and media. I think it eats Cuban up. I think he made this story up out of thin air because he wouldn't say who did it. And then he said he's not doing it. It's like, why did you even bring this up? It's almost like he called the Washington Post. He's like, a little birdie told me that Mark Cuban got asked to run for president. They're like, who is this? Mark Cuban. So I'm not buying any of it. Big Cat?
I still think Mark Cuban could dribble a basketball around Trump in terms of like a debate. He could still work Trump in that respect, but I do agree it was a hardo thing for him to basically say, I could beat Trump, but I'm not going to do it. That, like, if you're going to say you could beat Trump, then do it, man. Put your chips in the middle, and let's see you back that up. So I do agree it was a little weird like that, and he turned us down, so he can't be that smart.
But FYI, Trump also got railroaded by the New York Times. I don't know if you guys read that article, but it was trying to make this like he hits on chicks at his pool parties, like that he suddenly became the devil.
That chick came out too and was like, I never felt demeaned or anything. He was good.
She dated him.
Yeah. So I kind of agree that he made it up. Like, I'm going to need someone to corroborate it. Or maybe someone said like, hey, Mark, you should have run for president. And all of a sudden he took it and ran with it, like saying that he really should have done it. I don't know about the showdown, though, because I think Cuban is used to being like the Trump. Like, he's used to being the guy who's around a bunch of nerds who kind of speaks his mind and is edgy and cool. When he's like in the same arena as a guy like Trump, I don't know. I think that would be I don't think anybody's dribbling any basketballs around each other. I think that's a valid matchup there.
I will tell you this, guaranteed, if they had a debate, they'd both leave, be like, I killed that guy.
Right.
Like they both
I
would.
think it would be like 50-50. I think people would agree either side.
I guess the difference is Cuban to me just understands like the new age a lot better than Trump. Like, Cuban would talk about building tech companies and all that kind of stuff. Trump basically is like, let's just build buildings. Let's just get some steel going and we'll just build some buildings and everything will be fixed.
Yo, bro, it works. It seems to work.
Right. So that's why I kind of lean towards Cuban. It's like he sort of understands where the new world is going.
All right, that's the rundown. Dan, anything from your weekend adventures?
No, it was just it was like I said, it was like the Super Bowl, just sitting around waiting. I saw the sheriff. I did see the sheriff.
Oh, did you talk to him?
No, I did not talk to the sheriff. It was weird because it was like I was behind this whole autograph thing, so they were all, they probably don't love being there because they have to sign autographs all day. But like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bo Jackson and like Jerry West just walking by me, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like Cam Neely asked me for a place to eat in like Rosemont, and I was just like, oh, there's a place down the street. Cool.
Who was the best interview you got?
David Justice was pretty good, and Andre Dawson was good as well. We're gonna release them like as they go, like we're gonna save them up. But and Barry Sanders, unfortunately, his guy like railroaded me. He made me like we were like 2 minutes into it. He's like, he's got to go. So I asked him about styling. Yeah, the worst. Dave, did you see the new Bill Simmons promo for his show?
No. Is this I know I got mad at Clem.
No, I was asking because
I got mad at Clem for promoting Simmons, so I didn't know if you were like.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
Me or him?
People are talking about that because it was like a train wreck of an interview, and it wasn't like, oh, Bill Simmons' show is so great.
Me or him? It's not crazy. It's crazy by him. No, that's crazy by him.
No, well, what's also crazy is like, oh yeah, now Stoolies are going to listen to Bill Simmons because Clem tweeted about him. I don't think it's
just. I mean, you don't see like Scott Van Pelt tweeting about Fox Sports Live, be like, what a show, Fox Sports Live, good or bad. That's kind of the world we play in with Simmons right now.
Yeah,
we're
but
like
we also
a direct competitor.
That's like, I should stop talking about Francesa or something. I mean, come on. We talk about
No, it isn't really. Like, Simmons is doing like a podcast network. We're doing a podcast network. Again, it's much more. What?
He's kicking our ass.
He's got a lot more shows. When they release and then they fall down, they get promoted. Holy crap. It's like, he's probably kicking our ass because everyone on our fucking network's like, hey, I've just listened to Simmons for 8 hours. You guys should go listen to the fucking show. Maybe that's why. It is absolutely insanity to me. I don't care if you listen, just don't publicly say it. And if you think differently, you're insane. You're insane.
Wait, so can I not say what I was going to
Well,
say?
you already started down where it's the Simmons fucking, it's Simmons.
The best
it's listen to Simmons and let's go fucking watch Katie Nolan.
I didn't. I wanted to blog his preview for his new show, but I knew you'd get mad, so I didn't. But it was funny to me because you would have liked it. He said basically everything he's always said in like the last 20 years, but he used the F word. And it was like,
Ooh,
Bad Boy
Bill can say,
Simmons. He
"Fuck
said the F word. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, ooh, Billy.
Are you
can say the
saying I
F word on
liked it?
HBO now?
And finally, I believe that billionaires should pay for their own fucking football stadiums.
Are you saying I would have liked it because I would have made fun of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only thing, our biggest advantage, and this is no joke, against the Bill Simmons empire is get smart people, and they are killing it on the podcast, even though they're not that good. I've listened to it to know what my enemy's doing, but I'm not like, oh, I just listened to it. Everyone go listen.
I hope you didn't
Fat
download
phlegm.
it.
Get your fucking shit together.
I bet you subscribe. I bet you
yeah, did you
subscribe to
download
Simmons.
No, I 1,000%.
Better not have
did
downloaded it.
The only thing we have going for him, as long as he makes himself the center and personality, that is his biggest egotistical mistake because he's horrible. You guys, all right, say it. Look how fat you look, Dan. Do we have that on camera? How fat he looks when he was doing that? I'm glad you did. Hey, let's get that fatness. It was like he was so fucking fat that he thought he was making fun of me. I want that on repeat. How fat he looked when he
I
slouched.
can't believe that.
I'm joking. I'm actually
That
joking.
was awesome.
Yeah.
You just fatted yourself. You thought you were making fun of me. You fatted yourself. Now we can put the Make
I've
Dan
fatted
skinny
myself about
shirts
a
on.
billion times,
Listen,
Dave.
yeah, all right. You want to say I'm egotistical? I'm also fucking an electric factory. All right, and that's not me. If I wasn't putting the fucking asses in seats, I wouldn't be on there. I'd be behind the screen. Simmons should be behind the screen. He's a square.
That was an all-time rundown moment.
All
I'm
time.
out of breath.
It was because you became fat, not because you had a good point. Because you turned fat. Damn, wait till you see how fat you look.
I am fat.
You went from like 240 to like 480 when you were sliding down. So that's good. That's a win for me. Oh yeah, you're saying that's our weakness, that I'm in front of the camera? No, that's our strength. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I have a cold.
Oh man, that was incredible.
That was amazing. I'm gonna watch that.
As long as he keeps making himself the focal point and the center point, we're good. Holy.
And he threw in it's an egotistical move by Simmons. Either way,
You guys
Dave,
laugh it up. Hey, everyone watching this right now, this is you guys. Can you guys actually just cover your eyes and your ears? Do something. I don't want you to listen to this next part. Can you please?
Whoa.
I want to talk to the Go Prez Go crowd, not you guys.
Just talk. We want to go ahead. Come on.
No, then I'll do it later.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Please. If you agree with me that Simmons' biggest problem is that he's front and center, and you agree that I need to be front and center, just say, Prez, we agree, #Go Prez Go. That's all I'm asking. I'll retweet it. Thank you.
Here we go. What a night it's going to be. Wait, Dave, can you please watch that promo? Because it is hilarious when he says fuck and he thinks he's like the baddest guy on the block because he uses the F word. You'll like it. I'm telling you. You'll like it.
Okay. Everybody go watch Bill Simmons.
I thought you and I could laugh about it, Dave. We
will.
Laugh.
We should laugh off screen. All we talk about is Simmons and fucking Katie Nolan.
Garbage time on Wednesday. I think it's a new time, right? It's 11 p.m.
I will say, Bianca Big Cat De La Garza. Do you guys know who she is? No. She's like one of my girls. She's here local. I saw her tweet. She won like 6 Emmys. I was like, of course you did.
Everyone gets an Emmy.
It's giving out candy. Emmys like candy.
Too many Emmys.